Okay, first off, I want to say thanks to all of y'all who checked in on me last week. I had no new tying videos. Nothing crazy going on. I was just on vacation down in South Carolina. No fishing, just hanging out with the family, but it's always good to be back home. So today's pattern, it's kind of another specialty fly. When I was on the Savage River a couple weeks ago, I saw a lot of caterpillars on the trail. So I looked up a couple of patterns and I found one in the Pocket Guide to Upper Midwest Hatches. It was not exactly what I saw, but close enough. The pattern in here was of the Gypsy moth caterpillar. Now I doubt the ones I saw here in Maryland would turn into Gypsy moths, but again, it's a fairly generic caterpillar pattern and I think it'll be close enough. Now one confession, I have never fished a caterpillar pattern, but I did read that these guys don't really act like a dry fly. I mean, they float for a little while, but after they drown, they kind of get waterlogged and then start to sink pretty quickly. And I won't know until I try it, but I think this one, as tied, probably won't float too long after it gets wet. But I'm also thinking what a blast it could be to toss this thing up under some overhanging trees or bushes, see what kind of fish might come up for it. So there it is in the vise, a Gypsy moth caterpillar, or what I've always just called a caterpillar. But maybe they do turn into Gypsy moths. At least out in the Northwest where I got this pattern from. So this is a size 6. It's a 6 extra long streamer hook, actually. Might not need to go this long, but the ones I saw a couple weeks ago were definitely this big. So I'm going to catch in some black thread. I believe this is a 140 denier. Just catch it in somewhere in the middle and take it toward the back, the bend of the hook, which is actually going to be the head of the bug. And the one in the book had a yellow head, but the ones I saw out on the river did not. Their head was just kind of the same color as the body. So I'm going to go with a green head. I'm sure a brown one would be fine. And what I'm doing here, this is a regular acrylic yarn, a 4-strand. I'm going to catch it in. That's 2 strands right there. But I'm going to fold it over and give me a little bit of a bulbous head right here. So it's going to be like 4 strands that make up the head. So it's a little bit of a bulb right there, and I think that's going to be just fine. Enough wraps to secure it, and we'll snip this excess right here. Make sure I didn't mangle that up too much. I think we're going to be fine. And for the I guess legs, not really legs, it's just the spikes you see coming off the caterpillar. This is a brown and a grizzly dry fly hackle. And these aren't the best feathers from my cape because I don't really care if this thing floats that well. In fact, you kind of want it to only float a little bit and then start to sink. So catch these in, both concave sides together. We'll just do some loose open wraps, take our thread back up front. And then one of the cool parts about this fly is cactus chenille. This is a peacock, a dark peacock color cactus chenille. And I don't really use this material all that often, but it is kind of cool. It does make some good nymphs and apparently caterpillar bodies. So I'm going to catch it in up front just to maybe it'll give the body a little bit more bulk. Probably won't really make much of a difference, but we'll try anyway. Now we just want to wrap this up, and you can probably, if you want a thicker body, try to wrap some of these on top of each other. The last one I did not. I think it's going to be just fine. It'll be a thick enough body after we palmer this hackle up. Okay, a couple wraps to secure this cactus chenille. And now we're just going to palmer this up. And again, I don't want them too awful close together because I don't really want this thing to be a high floater. But I'm going to wrap them both at the same time. And it's going to have quite a few of these little spikes coming out, which will give it the bulk of the fly. But go ahead and wrap it on up to the eye. There we go. We got quite a buggy looking caterpillar right here, but you know, that's the ones I saw were pretty buggy too. We do have a mess up front, so I'm gonna lick my fingers, pull everything back, just so I can make room for a whip finish here. And there we go, kind of a messy caterpillar. I might have put a couple of those wraps too close to each other at the end, but I think we got a fishable fly. These bugs don't look all that elegant in the real world. So that's it, my friends. I appreciate you watching. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time.